welcome to another episode of Stock Talk. I am your host, Mike, and with me I have Hog and Noodles. We have a decent show planned for you. I'm shutting that crap off. It's just a circus today because Meta Platforms Incorporated, the biggest troll of the day, is this thing continues to tank. Gee, I wonder why.
Don't know.
And I'm not here to make friends on the boards or anything like that when we talk to our friends on the twits. I know some will on the boards here carry the cooler for the stock like they do. But you know.
Why did Mark Saki Meta?
I'm sorry?
Did Mark Saki change it to Meta?
Why?
Yeah.
Because we wanted to have an experience to give our users a chance to go out to the metaverse and to change the way our users experience social media and platform. That's just the rough version of it, is why they changed it. But you got the rough and hard. You can check your Google machine.
You had like a whole different. You sound like a whole different person right there.
Whole new
Did
lady.
I?
Yeah, I was like, dude, who else is talking here?
Yeah, I was trying to do my worst interpretation of Zuckerface there.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, if he actually cared about his platform, he wouldn't have banned a lot of people, and he actually would have promoted free speech for everybody. But apparently, he doesn't like any of that. So going on to the first stock, obviously, we're talking about EMTA, not Facebook, but Meta Platforms. Last tick was sorry, not $1. It could be $1 someday. $104.30. Going to the chart, the resistance is freaking terrible, so we're not going to go there. It's had some resistance here and there, back and forth, back in July 2022. But as some people, if they're hiding under a rock, it's been hemorrhaging, and it has been obviously the metaverse was a flop. And then also with it, you have siphoning, people losing engagement and losing members to Facebook because of censorship and things like that. If the boss man had any street cred anymore, he would go back and change his ways instead of selling out to the establishment. But he keeps on doing that, so we're here to talk about that. Maybe he could change some of his ways there, and how I'm sorry?
Informed us, how the FBI, directed him in what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Right. There's always that he has that excuse there for sure. So the last ticker on this one, like I said, was 104.30. Hopefully this video will make it to Facebook. Probably not, because the fake checkers will pick it up. Meta Platforms Incorporated engages in the development of social media platforms. It builds technology that helps people connect full communities and grow businesses. It operates through the family of apps and Reality Labs segments. The FOA segment consists of Facebook. It's so hard to read through this. Instagram. Isn't Instagram hemorrhaging also to TikTok? That's not helping out at all, guys, either. Wouldn't you say there, Hawk, since you're the tech guy?
No, it's not looking good at all for them, dude.
No. And guys, I brought you in someone special. Hog is the tech expert here. You can ask him questions on the chat and on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, the whole meta thing is a huge flop from the go, man. It's terrible. Mm-hmm. It's awful. It was just horribly implemented. It was a bad idea to begin with, but it was horribly implemented too. And just, I don't even know how they still exist. Why would you get anything? Why would you buy those stocks? Like, if you're gonna go and you don't know hardly anything about stocks, dude, it's a no-brainer, dude. Like, why would you go buy stocks in any of those?
And why would you go full censorship mode on people's opinions? They were fake checking memes, man. And if you go through all their fake checkers, they're all donors of either both parties, or huge mega donors. Guys, there is not one party. There is one party. There's not two parties, okay? That's one of the things I'm going to tell you right here. It's the uniparty. Until you guys get that without getting political, but politics does come in with this, because that politics has completely destroyed this company, and Mark just basically let them do that to him, because he could have went the other way. We'll see what happens when Elon takes over Twitter, if he cleans that mess up, because that's another dumpster fire.
Whatever, materialize or what?
With Elon? He walked in. He walked in. Your account is going to be reinstated, most likely, my friend. So
Yeah.
he already walked in today. He's not fully take it over, but I think he grabbed like a bathroom sink
Yeah,
in his hand.
I
Maybe.
thought you knew that, Rudy, dude. I thought you'd be
Yeah.
watching that, dude.
Yeah, I
So-
thought you were up on that, man. He walked into the building today and acted like he owned the place because he pretty much does. And the Libby's had a meltdown on it. You can check that story out on Zero Hedge if you want to go past the filter. So,
Really?
yeah, you can go check that out. So you could be reinstated here after next year or somewhere around then for basically what, sharing memes and things like that because you're not allowed to have your opinion either. So apparently that whole ban and free speech thing, it doesn't work. So just other people out there. You wouldn't have these other platforms existing if you guys didn't do that. So word to the wise, I would probably try to change your ways. I'm just saying, just for
Dude. You think
whatever happened. What happened to Rage Against the Machine, man? Remember that? Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, dude, I'm for totally free speech and everything like that." But when someone has an opinion that differs from you, you cancel them.
I remember back when they first came out, when they started that Air America for the Democrats, because every platform was controlled by Republicans and they were pissed off. So they started their own platform. I don't even think it lasted half a year.
Yeah.
Well, they make this argument that it's that they're doing it because we can't do this because it's bad for business because we run ads on here. Well, it's like, no, people that have what others might consider extreme views or whatever, they still buy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that excuse does not work. Like, you can still run ads on somebody who has an opinion, a page like that has a different opinion than what you believe in. If you're running a business, you can still run your ad on their page. Doesn't mean you sponsor them. I mean, I guess technically you are literally sponsoring them, but not what their views are. If people just see it for what it is, like dude, freedom of speech is like, it's dumb to see people that are like, spitting on people and shoving them out from being able to speak at their school, dude. It's like you're assaulting somebody and shutting their free speech down. Give me a break.
And you're not talking to the gentleman that is talking right now. He voted for Barack Obama. He also does not carry the cooler for either party, and he is in the middle. He's one of those people that is tired of the freaking restrictions like this.
Anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment, the whole thing, dude. Like I was drinking the Kool-Aid for a minute there, and like I couldn't come up with any valid reason of why the Second Amendment doesn't say it's the right of the citizens to bear arms, and it shall not be infringed. Like, I don't care whether you disagree with that or not. That's part of the founding fathers, the amendment. It's the amendments to our Constitution, which forms the base of our entire government.
Alphabet NBC. Speaking of someone that wants to change the Constitution, it's this site.
They don't realize, dude, if you're fighting and shutting someone up, you're going to get shut up.
Since Trump came in the elevator, there hasn't been anything constitutional about what they've done since then.
Mm-hmm.
Not one thing.
Insane.
Hearing, not one arrest, nothing.
So if you go into Facebook's groups, you can notice that the decline, lots of your groups have less interaction besides people that still want to stay. You're seeing the groups hemorrhage off people. They've just gone out to other sites and things like that. There's even people that don't even go to right-wing conservative platforms. They're going to middle platforms and starting their own. There's several different options out there. And Zuckerberg had the freaking monopoly. If he just didn't go out political, none of this would have happened. And Twitter and Facebook could have still been the dominant companies. So,
right.
But they thought that everybody was going to go for all this stuff, and apparently it backfired big time. So
apparently, one guy calling for fairness now on the old platforms, and I think his name is Jack Dorsey.
Yeah, even Dorsey doesn't even agree with it. And what does that tell you?
That's crazy, man. I would have never thought that.
Yeah, that's Dorsey was peace out because he just said, he was just like, dude, I'll just mess around and square and everything like that and sit in the sidelines here. I'm not going to freaking deal with this talk show.
Tell, man. I can totally tell when I watched him when he was getting grilled by Congress. He was like, dude, this, like, I interpreted it as he was just smug as hell, but dude, I could tell he just had it, dude. He was done with that
Yeah,
company.
he's just like, the hell with this. I'm freaking out of here, dude. I'm freaking
Yeah,
gone.
dude, he was
man.
like half
You guys-
asleep at that thing. He
you
was like, dude, this
can't-
sucks.
Yeah,
I don't want to play, like, act like I freaking, stand for something that I definitely don't. And
yeah,
is not good for America, just so that I can make some more money.
yeah. He knew it was a sinking ship. That's why he freaking bounced. So that's the thing, man. You haven't seen the end of this, because I've seen in the rumor mill from a lot of news outlets, and not Alphabet news outlets, but others, that there's going to be, from financial outlets, that there's going to be layoffs here coming for Facebook. You guys see that as well? So just anybody on the boards or anything like that, get ready for the layoffs, because that's possibly coming up here too. Google, all of them, unfortunately. So, so MSD and CNBC. This is not going to be a surprise for you, Rudy. Don't freaking get your eyes bloodshot or anything like that, because I'm on. I like you. People need to stop with this. You need to cover your opposition so you know what they're saying. So,
Dude, Rudy's eyes are already bloodshot, man.
yeah,
You know that?
Meta plans to lose even more money in building the metaverse, which adds business strength shrinks. Gee, you guys, I wonder why the business shrank there. I wonder why that happened. That business ad shrink. No engagement, lots of bots, thousands,
the amount of
millions of bots
on
on these
there,
sites. You know,
Yeah.
no oversight as far as when obviously, no model's going to come up to you, dude, and send you a friend request, guys. I'm sorry to disappoint anybody out there in virtual land, but it's obvious where the bots are. They could easily freaking shut those down and things like that. There's got to be a way. So, but oh, did Donald join us now too?
He just made a guest appearance.
Dude, that sounded weird for me.
Speaking of Donald, is he in his truck, or is he putting his muting his mic right now? The other, what is it? Caneo, is he must be sick on the crapper or something, huh?
Yeah, dude, what's going on? He's AWOL.
He's got loose bowel syndrome or something like that, I think. And then your other
AWOL Nation.
Kage, hopefully we don't have to have him put on freaking some steroids or something like that. He doesn't sound good at all there. So
No.
I hope he's eating some bananas and changing his drawers.
yeah, hopefully he is, man. So because prayers are out to Cameo and Kage. They're not doing too well there. So Meta CEO Zuckerberg sounded flabbergasted at the time during a call with analysts. I hear over that in Metaland that he's melting down hardcore in these meetings. Have you guys seen that at all? Read that in the news? That the insiders have been leaking that out. Have you heard? You've read any of those rumors true, or is that just fake talk?
Like he's melting down?
He's melting down in the meetings. I've read some stuff, and
Yeah.
it's rumor that he was crying and everything.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I heard.
He's rich
Yeah, I
people,
mean,
man.
if you're as smart as him, though, how could you even go along with the program like this to let this happen to you? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, he had to know that this was, like, gonna tank him, dude. I just, it's crazy.
Going along with canceling people's bank accounts and things like that, it's a bad business model, guys. It doesn't work. People find alternative ways and they say, screw the man. So it's
There a bloodline to him to one of these 13 people that are in charge of everything?
I'm sure there's some connection to their. Are you referring to the WEF or no?
Something like that, like the Rothschilds or something like that. He was one.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're all buddies and hang out together there. But they think they're going to resolve each of things by going over different periods of time. They appreciates the patience, and I think all those who are patient and invest with us will be rewarded.
I mean,
I'm sorry, if you guys continue this model, you're not going to be well rewarded. I'm just telling you that. The other platforms are growing. I mean, Noodles, you know this, and as far as Hog, you know this too. The other platforms that are out there, platforms to be named later, you can go out and check them out. They are growing, and they have huge financial backing as well. So those are also growing as well. And also with Musk taking this over, as well as his backing with the people that back him, that's going to help Twitter get out of the crapper tank. But Zuck, you got to change your ways, man. I know he's not going to see this.
Zuck, dude.
Yeah, you got to freaking change your ways, man. So You got to go part of Meta's third quarter earnings report. Zuckerberg and other Meta executives fielded a number of questions from analysts, increasing the frustrated company's rising costs and expenses, which jumped 19% over year with 22. I think the shareholders are pretty pissed about some of this stuff, huh? 22.1 billion. Dang.
Yeah, it's a little
That
bit of
freaking
money.
sucks. Well, I'm going off of MSDNC here, and I'm also going to go to Zero Hedge Meta as well. What do you guys have to add to this while I go jump right here?
I just think, dude, I don't know. The whole situation's kind of crazy. It's not like a huge surprise these days, I guess, because it seems to be how these companies fail.
Mm-hmm.
They fail hard when they do.
I feel bad for a rich man getting beat up like this, you know?
Well, it's going to keep. That's the thing is if the shareholders don't demand that he changes his ways, this is still going to happen here. Notice how they buried Zero Hedge's thing on. We're gonna be on Zero Hedge because a lot of you don't go to this site, but it's a great financial site, and they will save you as far as sometimes some coin. A lot of you like to think it's right wingers. This was an important story here with this stock. Facebook craters 20% in 6-year low after dismal earnings. Massive. You're not going to see that. You're not going to see this on MSDNC or CDNC, are you? Nope. Having today's earnings from Facebook, which is a bizarro ticker, Meta. Oh, Zuck, we got the joke. Time to change the name about the ticker there. The option implied that the move was staggering 12% swing in stock prices, and nobody had any idea what to expect. The recent results of Snap, Google were ugly. Yeah, Snap's just getting its butt kicked by freaking TikTok. TikTok is just freaking destroying it. All the young people are leaving from there, and they're going there. And that's not a good thing either. I don't want to see people move over to the talk, dude.
Well, it's kind of crazy because I look at all these things as totally different things, you know, like except for Instagram and Facebook, they're basically the same to me. But it's just kind of bizarre to see how like TikTok is in the same, how they're, you know, it's one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it doesn't seem like it's more, it's as much into social stuff. It isn't as it is into just, I don't know, content creation. Everyone's a creator on there, I guess is what the whole thing is. Yeah. People are moving toward there, and the algorithm from China is set that way because the TikTok that you guys see in the United States is totally different in China, man. They're focused on like values and strengthening the soul, and here we got freaking Pookie.com jam and everything in it. They have all this crazy stuff going on where they promote vandalism and things like that. It is not that way in China. I don't even like for some reason after I watch it, even for a minute, dude, I just feel like I don't know. My mood sucks and everything, dude. It's just not. Yeah, and that's the way it's set for. It's crazy. To bring you down and everything like that. You do something like that where you do a vandalism competition and freaking in China, you're going to the freaking gulag, to the work camp, man. So they ain't doing that there. I'll tell you that right now. So going on to stock twits, guys, because that's where the real traders are at. Let's see what's going on with the twits since I don't have my wingman again as far as for comments. That's because that's where we want to see what they're saying. You got a bearish take here from Manny07. He says, wait until the downgrades and margins call kick. Laugh out loud. This will be a $50 stock in no time. Guys, that's not a far of a reach of a take. I do believe that is not a hot take at all. He's serious about that. What do you think?
Believe it.
You also have Flappy Jack says the cash machine, so we'll probably see a violent reversal sooner rather than later. I think calling it a reversal, I don't know. As far as does he think that I hope he's not thinking this is coming up, because this is not coming up. It's headed down unless they change the model. Unless the model's changed.
Dude, you've got to give us some sort of a sign that you're doing something. And so far, there's nothing. And
I would suggest to the liberal media too is that they need to come around. Like Fetterman's thing last night with that debate. The New York Times actually said he did a good job last night, and people are calling the New York Times account a parody account. They're wondering everybody's trolling it, saying it's fake, because they're like, "Are you guys freaking a joke? Start covering the news, guys. Just start giving people stories."
Yeah, dude, it's not hard.
Yeah, it's not hard. Everybody thinks you're a sellout, man.
That's the whole thing, dude. It's like they used to do that at one point in time, and now it's just not even.
No, it's not. It's like
at least they used to try somewhat.
If Biden goes out and says the sky is blue, the sky is green, they're calling this thing freaking green, man.
Yeah,
So,
or if Donald Trump, sneezes.
yeah, if he sneezes, he's got a deathly illness and he's dying tomorrow. They'll just make up crap. So
Well, that's the way it works. I had a half an hour discussion with someone. I've told you guys who, but I'll leave the name out.
just a
And
person to be named later, you could say.
yeah, and it was all about like what's going on right now and how fed up the person is with it. Blah 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 blah
Mhm.
blah. And I started explaining everything, and all the policies, and it's like a half an hour discussion, and all of a sudden it's like, well, I hear your guy is going to be charged with rape.
Yeah.
I'm like, all this, the guy's out for 2 years, and
Mhm.
what they got you saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Kill the program.
And some of that is with the censorship and all that. I mean, this economy, and you guys haven't seen nothing yet. The next 2 or 3 weeks after the happy talk and the election stuff over, the election's over, you're gonna see hell unleashed on economic just crapola happening. I can almost guarantee you that sales numbers for holidays are going to be in the toilet bowl. You can come back here, screenshot it, review it, do whatever. I am telling you, there is going to be hell to pay for the constant laziness, the spending, and things like that. It's all coming. The chickens are coming home to roost. And we warned back. What was it? Almost 2 years ago, and people trolled us off the board. And who's having the last laugh here? It looks like Dax Dookie says you'll see tons of boltards in here, but Facebook is crap. It's always been crap since Zuckerberg, and Zuckerberg's been investing in that dumb Nintendo Wii looking metaverse shit. That's what
Yeah,
this is a trader. He's coming in hot. So,
I
and
don't
it's
know
his
what the hell
opinion.
he was thinking, man. It's
No.
just funny at this point.
The commercials were dumb. All of it was dumb. And
The whole idea was dumb from the get-go. It's like, who approved this? There has to be a board there that actually looks at these ideas, I would think.
why would you go after half? Why would you go for 40% of your subscribers to your platform, even if you don't agree with them? There's customers that we have that we don't agree with, but we still take care of them because they're customers. Why would you totally freaking and think you're going to be able to be the big dog when you're censoring and things like that? I mean, come on, of course.
It doesn't support they think it doesn't support their financial interests, but they're shooting themselves in the feet doing this.
Yeah, it's stupid. If you just would have just stayed out of it and just let the free market play itself out, Let's see what else we got here. Best you turn that day into tomorrow out. Lucky to get out again. Small loss. This company could be great, but they lack the adult supervision. That's from a real trader named T-Town Trader. He says, this sums it up. Zuck's not mature enough to or intelligent enough to run a company of this magnitude. So you're seeing your shareholders right here, and some of your people, they're pissed off, man. I'm giving you straight takes here, Mr. Fake. So I'm telling you straight up. So you can continue to censor people and everything like that, but this is going for every company. You need to get rid of the censorship. I understand if there's nastiness and law breaking stuff, you got to get rid of crap like that. But if people are
come on, there is an area. There's not you can't use the excuse that we either censor or we don't. No, there is an area where you can censor and not have to always be left.
Didn't we in society when someone had a stupid take? Didn't we just make fun of it? We made fun of it back then. Now you got to shut people down or not let them talk. It's messed up. It's messed up.
It's because of this stuff. This is why. This is exactly why.
Some people just go to Truth Social or Telegram or
they are. They're flocking to all that stuff. That's the thing and the advertisers are starting to because
people live their lives on the cloud, in the internet now. And so when they live online, their whole lives are online, that gives the people controlling whatever platform they're on control over them. It's nuts.
Yeah. And that's the thing is you can keep on doing these things, but people are going to change and go off somewhere else eventually. They're going to change their ways and what they do. And your company is basically going to go to the crapper if you're not taking care of your consumers. Let's see. This is Emery. Apparently there's not a lot of pom-pom carriers in this. It's really good in the twits there. It says, remember friends, this is no honor amongst the thieves. Keep this down to the first 5 minutes of the day so I can load up. Then the smartest shorts, dude. Is that a Facebook employee that came in here? So he's going to load up and everything like that? Got to be kidding me! When they just said possible layoffs, this is definitely
this whole thing sucks too. By the way, I don't want this.
No, I don't want this either. I didn't want to celebrate this and coming in. I actually liked getting on.
Yeah,
Facebook
people will be losing jobs en masse, and the economy's already not.
This is not good.
Not a good spot to be able to handle that.
Yep.
So, yeah, this is a real problem for everyone.
Yep. Meta is an aging trick and pony until the show. This is from Martinez 1441. He says one trick and pony until they show real revenues from alternative, diverse sources. It's speculation. The limit here is now the limit. Meta back down on their ass, basically with dollar signs. There's a bullish take. Meta is building the next iteration of the internet profits. That just sounds. I'm sorry. He has his opinion though. I'm going to still read it though. I disagree. But the best way to operate, but cost. This is not the best way to operate a company. I'm sorry. So there's other ways to operate it. And no, we're talking about we're for free speech. We don't care about political parties here. So we do care about our economy, though. So Zuckerberg is a reaper of the rewards for pumping $425 million for Democrats in 2020. Truth Detector, he's on the twits coming in there. A bunch of people are saying file a class action lawsuit. Talk about a punch in the face. This guy says he's Mullah Me. He says I rely on Facebook to connect with my real estate investor group, my entrepreneurial groups, and all day. I spend each day on Facebook and TikTok the kids, but Facebook is great for networking for the business. It is, but people are leaving with it and they're done. They're just done with everything.
The thing about it is it's gonna stick around because again, like I said, some people live their lives on it. They'll always have enough. I mean, always being, not forever. I mean, who knows what will happen, once technology takes a whole, different turn, but for the foreseeable future, they'll be around, but they may as well not be because of how many jobs will be lost.
Yeah. All they have to do is just go back to the old model and they're fine. That's all they got to do is just go back to the old model. And this thing will be corrected and be back to normal. And everybody will be all happy on both sides so they can debate each other. Do you guys have anything, or do you have anything to add before we bounce to the next one?
Mickey Mouse Club will be all over him if he turns around and starts allowing free speech with everybody.
Guys, going on to the next stock we have is CATV, not CATV, but for Cable TV International Incorporated. Everybody used to like watching the CATV. Last tick on that was 0.004. This is a sub penny stock, guys. So you do not want to jump into this and dive into this if you are new to trading. You need to do paper trading, the fake trading, the one where you play with numbers to try to teach yourself. And go watch a couple of Ricky Gutierrez's videos on stuff on how to paper trade and trading like that. This is a sub penny. It's one of the most riskier side. So only, proceed with caution. So going on to what would you say? Let's first go to the resistance. You have some resistance popping up. For a sub, I mean, obviously you have your 2022, different world, different economy. You have your obviously hemorrhage downtrend from piss poor numbers every day of constant, every day it's a hit to something, So you have some resistance popping up. We're going to find out why. It's probably a news break or things like that. Cable for TV International is a manufacturer of outdoor transmission equipment for the cable and broadcaster industry. The company's patent-pending innovation in broadcast phone and digital and cable TV service providers use cost-effective solutions for the maximized bandwidth of extended system penetration and save energy. It owns and operates manufacturing and research facilities in Conway, South Carolina. The company was a portfolio that includes DSR RF2F cable. Sorry for the nearsightedness. It was headquartered in the free state of Port St. Lucie, Florida. I will go to StockTwits because that's where the real traders are at. If we had a Kage here in a second, what do we see on the twits? It says still trying. Says I know it doesn't look good here. The worst is all loose here. The stock is worth nothing. And 7 years later has come back and I've made $7,000. Well, no, penny stocks are risky. Don't sell for nothing. P.S. I miss the crush at all. He saw lots of love. So that's him there. So that's one of the traders that's trading this. You also have Bryson Basor says, haven't checked it out in a while. This thing's completely over. Seems very pessimistic compared to a couple months ago. Well, one of the things I'm going to tell you, Brian, out there, you have a great take there. With that take, guys, some of the newbie traders, they don't understand that you were at a hemorrhaging economy, and so certain things were overvalued. And the greens that you're seeing are these dead cat bounces or news breaks and things like that. With that, you still have to have the market correction. So that's where some of your hemorrhaging came from some of these stocks. And so that's why you see them you could say, well, it's a piece of crap because of this and this. You had pizza companies, guys, that weren't even doing as much dough and selling off for millions. People were making millions off that in the shorter market. So because back then, different time, different day. So I wouldn't necessarily give up on certain ones, but you got to do what you got to do. You guys have anything to add to those comments at all?
I just, regarding this this company, it sounds like they're in a good market. I mean, I don't know where their stocks are at. I can't comment on that, but I can say that the company is, what the product that they're selling is in demand.
Yeah, and we're going to go to the website.
The thing about it is China is their competitor, but with the supply chain issues, these guys could have something going, you know?
Yeah, and like that guy said, he made money and he said, don't give up. If you are new, like I said, to any of this, you need to paper trade and not do the real Dollaruskis, because that's where some of the problem is, where some people are off, is because they didn't understand with what they were doing, and they got stimulus or they got whatever, and they threw it into this and they ended up losing it. Because of that, because you had your overvalue of these companies. They were not valued where they should have been, and that's just what happens sometimes. Don't believe me? Go listen to some of the real traders that are not on your Alphabet News and things like that, and then you can go back to what they called, what was it, 2 years ago, guys, that they were calling that all these things were going to fall out, and yet they as well. They haven't been wrong so far. Let's see if they're right on their predictions. With a pretty bleak outlook for the next 10 years if things don't get majorly turned around. Just saying out there. Cable for TV is not associated with 4Cable TV and International Incorporated, as an outline in March 24, 2016. This is the Cable for TV International is setting the record straight. So there is that. I'm not too impressed with the website, guys. I don't mean to hone in on any of this and be negative, but we can go look at their products there. They have the trunk amplifiers, bridgers, line extenders, return lasers, return amps, ACGs, diplex filters, fiber transmitters, and things like that. Are you impressed with the website so far, Hog, since you're the IT guy here?
Yeah, it's not the greatest, but here's the thing.
You got a GoDaddy freaking thing here. So...
yeah, it doesn't need to be. The market that they're in and the particular customer that they're serving, they could just almost not even have a site. Like, it just needs to be functional. Like, these guys could do well.
So the last news post I have on this, which is weird, is February 7th, 2022. It says, 4Cable TV International announces a settlement of Marquis Trading Department, opening the first of its kind hip restaurant and undergoing of repairs of CIGN Farm. 4Cable TV is pleased to announce the outstanding convertible notes with the amounts due for Marquis Trading LLC. The company announced its accomplishments and goals of becoming vertically integrated hemp company, as expressed with the CEO of the first got involved back in December of 2021, a week of February 2015, for the hip restaurant located in Windward, Florida, to open its doors to the public. So that was old stale news that I see. I'm trying to see trending, everything back here. So are we just basically seeing a dead cat here is why we're seeing this little bounce here?
Yeah, could be. I don't know. Like I said, I think that these guys, it'd be hard for them to fail, but they can.
Do you have anything, because a lot of these companies sometimes they deal with hemp as an extra side thing, and then it takes off and then they switch. They have several things in the hopper with these investment companies. What do you think, Noodle, so far? Probably a good idea with some of the federal stuff to get involved in that too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Benjamin, we won't repeat his last name. You guys can do the math on that to figure out what his last name is on that. His first name is Benjamin. He got scammed like an absolute dumb There's a lot of cursing here. Sorry, I just with the fact checkers and all that. Literally, anybody in management has been the entire year. Vanished from within 15 years. What a joke, he says. Then he goes on and says, "This has made me lose more than half my hair. Anything else?" I'm sorry to hear about that, Ben. That's not tight, dude. So, yeah, that sucks. Not always good to hear comments like that. I actually feel bad for people when they have those. I've upgraded the latest everything, including package, and I'm very impressed with the pricing that rolled out for their TV packages. I'm hearing rumors that they're installing a hemp fiber optic cables real soon in the major metropolitan areas. 9 baud streaming. Does that raise any eyebrows for you guys at all? For any interest to like put it on a watch list yet? Getting more from the twit than I am from the actual web, from the Google machine. It's crazy. That's why I said that's where the real traders are at, guys.
You said hemp fiber?
Mm-hmm.
How was
No,
that?
nothing about
that
it.
one.
Yeah, no, nothing about it. You have anything there on that, Hog? Hemp fiber?
That worked.
Hemp fiber.
Yeah, hemp fiber. Apparently, they got some investments in that. It says, "Well, I brought Crush. At least I know the negative comments here. Not a pumper here, not a basher. I could admit that not as good things we can do to keep our fingers crossed." Hey, at least he's got a positive attitude. That's always good there. CATV marijuana movement. That's interesting here. Oh, he's just talking about. This was an old post from 10/6. This is from. The rest of the comments are all old. Oh, actually, no. He was just posting from a joke from the outhouse about his federal legalization that pretty much went nowhere. Did nothing to move the needles because, like you said last night there, Noodles, what are you going to do when you can't afford to buy your weed? You're going to have a lot of pissed off people. You know what I'm saying? So, correcto?
Exactly. Are you hearing me? Hearing me?
I didn't hear that part. I heard this. I'll cut that part off. Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. I've been saying a lot, and I just, I guess I'm too far away.
Yeah, maybe it's not coming through or something. I don't know. So I just didn't hear this part. You said I got everything else. So I'll start right here. Commander Toast says, small amount of liquidity here, selling. Last one to sell gets nothing. Just thought you had a fun game. Let's get all the favorite word out tonight. Describe the broken done weirdo. So with this, there's a lot of pissed off people on the board because some of them are stuck holding the bag. I don't have any advice to say, hopefully, things improve, but I'm sure we're in a long haul of 10 years of hell. So unless something gets turned around drastically, which it'll take at least 4 or 5 to get out. Hate to break it if you haven't heard any of that news, but do you guys have anything to add about these two before we get or anything like that?
No, just it sucks, man. I'm just thinking back in 2008, and I'm hoping it's not, it doesn't get there, but
yeah, yep. And this is the happy period. We're entering the fake period before Christmas time when you start to see the layoffs and the hemorrhaging and stuff like that. 2023, you'll see more of the worst part and things like that. There'll be you're in the phony period till November 8th, and then the nasty stories are going to start coming out like during Thanksgiving time and Merry Christmas, guys.
Dude, I'm trying to think just logically, like what would be any reason to think that the market is going to get better? I just don't see. There's nothing.
Yeah, there's the only people I can think that are saying positive things right now are people pumping, and there's going to be a lot of people pissed off for people like pumping things up and everything like that. That's why I say if you want to practice, do some paper trading, man. Safest bet. You don't have to risk any money. You're just paper trading. And no, I don't recommend anybody because I'm not a promoter. So I've told you guys that before. Yeah.
Who's going to lay off more, Twitter or Facebook?
You're seeing. Well, that's the best question. Some of Twitter will be house cleaning. I know that because I mean, how many moderators do you have? Moderators for right wing, moderators for the government. You know what I mean? I'm just joking around, guys. I don't know what they have teams.
American.
I could only imagine based off of some of the stuff I hear from some people in companies. You know what I mean? So, but we've already heard people that we know. I mean, you guys, I don't know if you guys, I mean, I know you have, Hog, but Noodles, have you seen anything with massive layoffs as far as locally by you? Have people getting laid off yet from tech?
No, not yet.
I believe there was. I believe there was a.
Mostly
Oh, go ahead.
Mostly CEOs are the ones that are being that are leaving.
I
That's
believe
right.
that in the summer when people were saying that this man was an economic conspiracy theorist, I think it was Dave Bratt and Steve Cortez. And I believe Zero Hedge kept on calling that there was going to be massive, but everybody said it was all conspiracy. Nothing's wrong, nothing to see. Now you're seeing it.
This is
So,
the definition of a recession.
yeah, Peter Navarro, I believe, called that off too, but, who is he, right? He doesn't know anything. So, right? That was facetious, guys. Don't get pissed off. So, hey, glad to join you. We're just about ready to head out there, buddy. What else do you have to add about Facebook losing lots of money today, bud?
Yeah, I get pissed off. Yep. I don't care about
You
Facebook.
are?
How much is gas?
Did you
How much
hold?
how much was your last tank?
$100.
How much?
For what vehicle?
$100. My semi.
Did you?
I got gas for $1.20 today.
You're not pissed that you're.
Dude, it was almost $1,000, Rudy. You
Dang.
didn't hear that?
$1,000.
Yeah.
Dropping a G to fill it, to put gas.
Camille, do you have anything to add about? Are they going to fix this diesel problem in the next 22 days or 21 days that they're talking about?
There's no fuel shortage, dude. You guys are reading.
It's not a fuel shortage. There's rumors about something with diesel.
There's no diesel shortage either. You guys are reading rumors.
We are?
Lots of the rumors that I've said before are all coming true miraculously. I wonder why.
24 days, huh?
No, there's 22 days of something. I'm seeing if you have the rumor. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to confirm with you if you've heard anything with diesel.
They're saying diesel, but where? Like, where is this coming from?
Like I said,
let's look at the pricing here. When the prices go up, it's called supply and demand. When supplies are reduced, demand goes up. That's why gas is up, because there's less of it.
No,
the sources where it came from are pretty credible. I just don't remember. It's catching on a whim. I'm just seeing what you're hearing on the ground.
Supply and demand. I mean, what about all the shit they're pumping out in Utah and burning in right there in Salt Lake?
And burning it. I mean,
that Fox is.
There's plenty of fuel still coming.
The refineries you're talking about?
Yeah, all the refineries. I mean, right here in Texas, I drove by Texas yesterday on the I-10, headed towards El Paso.
You guys keep on going about that.
Yeah, but think about it. Where's the refinery going to go within 6 months? It's still there. They're not completely failed. They're operating still. They're always going to, because there is fuel, but there's just not enough. That's just why the prices go up. I mean, that's a basic fact. When there's less of it, prices go up.
I have a story here from.
There's going to be less of it.
This actually just crossed the wire. This actually just crossed the wire, guys. About the diesel shortage actually spreading across the U.S. This just broke at 2 a.m. The other day there. It says a shortage of diesel is spreading across the United States. The one company launching emergency delivery protocol requesting a 72-hour notice.
This is the best news I've heard in my whole life. So that means if we got 24 days of diesel fuel, then I guess every American better go to Walmart, every American better go to Target and stock up on food, because you guys ain't gonna have shit.
Dude, that's the best take I've heard, man.
You guys ain't gonna have anything at this point. Does that make sense? So, like, if that's really what's going on,
that's why this is a problem. Yeah.
I mean, everybody go to Walmart. Everybody go to Walmart, and you guys better just buy up a bunch of food, because
this coming from a truck driver, guys.
Every truck driver is going to be sitting doing nothing.
But this is coming from a truck driver, guys. So you better heed his warning out there. So if this is legit or not, that's why I was asking him on the ground if he heard anything.
I don't know if I believe it. I mean, me personally, it's hard for me to say, because obviously, when I went to the Loves to fill up, they would have been like, "Hey, we're going to cut you off at 20 gallons. Hey, we're going to cut you off at 50. Like, you're going to have to get 50 gallons, drive another 100 miles to get another 50. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to cut
that's the worst case scenario, though, man. That's like that. When that happens, you're already out of a job, dude. You won't be driving to see that. Of course, you don't see that.
I'll be driving to see that. because the government ain't gonna stop moving their freight. That's the
Well,
problem.
if we can start making better political decisions, we can turn this around. This isn't inevitable, but it's just the trend of where we're going right now. We're going down. It doesn't mean we can't go back up. We're not saying that's not possible. It's not looking good. You know, I gotta say,
it has
unless
to be
something
turned around
drastic
with
happens and we
leadership.
get a different president or something like that, that's like a major change in a president, you know, like from what we have now, and he makes some real
That's if we're
changes.
still voting for American president in 2024.
The time to make the donuts guy is gonna
Right.
run, man.
So, and
It's
that's
gonna be-
there's a lot of damage that's going to happen until then. That can happen.
U.S. diesel fuel stocks have been I didn't mean to go on this, but at least we got something on the ground here to talk about here. U.S. diesel fuel stocks are on stable decline for months, regarding the lowest level since 2008 October. Currently, the United States has 25 days of diesel supply in the reserve. Bloomberg noted that this is coming from Bloomberg, guys. This ain't a conspiracy website right here.
Alex, this doesn't mean we're going to be out of fuel, though. You know, he's talking about the reserves. Just our reserves will be gone. That's a problem. Doesn't mean the nation's out. We'll still be getting fuel, just a lot less of it, and it will go up higher in price. That's all that's going to happen from this.
Yeah, well,
so you're not going to lose your job because of this.
Uncle Sam ain't gonna allow that because that's a lot of military fuel that has to be. That's all that reserve shit is. So what are they gonna do?
Exactly.
Are they gonna fill up?
So we got to stop using it like soon.
Are they gonna fill up a Navy ship in the middle of Russia? I don't think so. Are they gonna? I mean, obviously,
this week Goldman Sachs warned that the diesel shortage, and Goldman Sachs is not a Mr. Thank you very much company at all either. Says they've confirmed that it's spreading in the U.S. and spreading into Europe. I believe it in Europe for sure. Will cause heavy fuel prices. This is stuff we already knew. Underinvestment in I mean, there's people in Europe chopping down wood right now because they're not going to have enough fuel for their house. But that's in Europe, not here, guys. They contribute. There's like a mass wave of people gathering. There's like a wood shortage because people are freaking out. They're not going to be able to heat their home.
I mean, there's been a wood shortage because in Canada there's a bunch of lumber yards going there because yet again the Americans shut down the border, so Canadians can't bring wood in here. That's why there's a lumber shortage. Because
I was just talking in Europe as far as for heating wood. They're going down and randomly going places. But that's interesting. You brought that up. That's interesting too. There. Meanwhile, the scarcity of diesel has prompted traders to start diverting cargoes with fuel that are originally bound for Europe earlier this month. Do you know anything? Have you heard anything like that as a cooler talk in the stations there or no?
No, not really.
No. It says tankers tracking data shows at least 2 tankers with 90,000 tons of diesel and jet fuel were initially bound for Europe and were diverted towards the East Coast. See, they're already making their changes right there. So we'll have to see how it plays out. Possibly it's just a story that freaking the experts want to talk about.
So not only this, if this is the case and we're running out of reserve, well, we ain't going to fly. If they don't have jet fuel, who's going to protect us? Because the military can't fly their jets without jet fuel. You know how much fuel it takes to fly one of those?
Yeah, they're not. The reserve is never going to go empty. Not unless we run out of fuel. Period.
Fan, we couldn't have any. We didn't have any.
That's not that thing. That thing freaking takes how much fuel just to take off the ground, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy.
That's what it's for.
Crazy. I mean, it's crazy. But what I'm saying is a lot of this stuff, Bloomberg, whoever, they can tell me whatever they want to say. I believe a lot of things to a certain extent. But the thing is this is what they wanted to do. They want to divide this country. And it's like, why divide? Like, we all have to survive. If the weed guy wants to smoke weed, feel free to smoke weed. Just don't smoke it by me or take 20 steps over and walk away from it or make a reserve place for the smokers to smoke like they used to do back in the 90s and the 80s. You could go to the airport.
Smokers lot, dude. Yeah,
exactly.
Just don't hurt animals like people were doing weird stuff there. You know, that's not good. I'm not down with that.
I mean, if people want to kiss guys and kiss girls, so be it. Let them do what they want to do, but just don't do it in public. Have respect. Like somebody else would have respect for you. You know what I mean? I mean, we can't change everybody, and we can't change everybody's mind.
They're trying.
But hey, just to let the listeners know that Cameo possibly could be auctioning that car off for a show member if you give the right price. So
that car ain't gonna get sold.
Well, do you guys have anything to add? It was an interesting take there before we jam out of here, because I got a freaking jet here in a sec.
No, you're good.
Okay. Don't make it a dog show, and good night now.